Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is one of my specials I'm doing. This one's aimed towards WWE and wrestling in general. With recent news coming out about WWE and their actions towards wrestlers, neutral on the ground and stuff like that. I figured I'd put this out that I was trying to do originally last month, but a lot of stuff got in the way and it got cut into two. So I'm gonna redo this and I'm gonna replace one of the rankings for something else. But let's just get into it. The number 10 that I do not like, which is one of my pet peeves, is political correctness in wrestling. There's too many wrestlers, mainly the guys who are not into intergender wrestling matches, which is one of the staples of wrestling, professional wrestling, like in independent and like Impact, and especially in Lucha Underground, where women would take on men and men take on women. And it's not recently, but I think last month or so, Eli Drake, he had some remarks about didn't want to wrestle women, and for that they let him go. I think that was one of the reasons, but there were some other reasons to it, but that was one of the standout reasons from it. And my thing is, professional wrestling is an art form, is a way of life. It's a way you can earn your money and still be independent and free to do what you want. However, being over political, being over sensitive about certain things is ruining the product. Case in point, when Raven crucified the Sandman, people saying that was too far, it was too edgy, but at the same time they was telling a story, and there was too many people overreacting because they couldn't see that Raven and the Sandman and the Blue World Order was telling a story in the ring, and they had to scrap that due to people's oversensitivity. People that are using the word diva for the women's championships, which really the diva means, I believe, witch. So they're turning the women's witch, and they're saying on TV not to call the divas call the new title, the women's titles, divas, but they still bring up divas championship history and stuff like that. So it's kind of hypocritical for them to say stuff like that. Political correctness, and just you can't say certain things. Like case in point, the tag team, the War Machine that used to wrestle in New Japan and ROH, they signed to the WWE, which they wrestle under the name War Raiders in NXT, which is a good substitute name to War Machine, which is copyrighted also by Marvel. But when they went to the main roster, they had to change it to the Viking Experience and all these other stupid names. And one channel mentioned that the reason why they're changing the name is because Vince don't want to use the word war in the name. And I'm thinking to myself, why should it even matter? These two guys are like Vikings. You have to put war, something that symbolizes their badassery with war in their name, or at least in their attire. So constantly changing their name like that over and over and over, it's not going to do anything for the product whatsoever. But that's one of my pet peeves I do not like. Hopefully in 2020 people lighten up and stop acting stupid. But my next one is the WWE Women's Revolution. I call it that's a farce or fallacy, whatever you want to call it, because the whole Diva Revolution didn't start until pretty much till when they started doing the Crown Jewel. They needed something to offset the backlash for doing events in Saudi Arabia, so they created WWE Evolution so women can have their own pay-per-view, which if you haven't followed plenty of other promotions like Shine, SWU, Pro Wrestling Eve, Rise Wrestling, Shimmer, Shine, I think I already said Shine, and a few other Bellatrix, a few others, they have their own female-owned promotions So it's not uncommon for women to have their own promotions. I got Wave, Pro Wrestling Wave, and Stardom. They got their own things going on too. So they're trying to capitalize on this women PC movement, and too many casuals are caught up believing that WWE is trying to treat women right, trying to do this and that, when really it's just about WWE trying to offset bad PR with this move, because Lord knows women don't get paid the same amount, even though if you look at how things work out, they actually do. Just some like to leave work early or other factors, but I'm not going to get into that until another video. Women Evolution, from what I saw, it was, I'm not going to lie when I say it was terrible compared to the women's wrestlings that I watch in the Independent, on Impact, Lucha Underground, other promotions like AAA and CMLL. But the WWE Female Revolution is a farce, because you see how they booking it, how they treating women. If they really want a women's revolution, let the women hijack SmackDown, hijack Raw, hijack NXT, either branch, and let them make their own matches and see how it goes. If it receives bad ratings, I guarantee you Vince will be like, no, we ain't gonna do this again, and he'll make sure there'll never be another women revolution, milestone, blah blah blah. I think the biggest joke for me is the WrestleMania main event. It's like, you acting like that's the end all be all. It's WrestleMania. That's one pay-per-view out of hundreds, maybe thousands in a year. Yes, I know WrestleMania is the end all be all, big casual fans pay-per-view, but there's plenty of other promotions where women headline the pay-per-view. So headline main event. So WrestleMania ain't nothing, just one show during the year. There's plenty of other shows, blah. But yeah, that's my take on it. People might not like it, I don't care. It's just how I feel. If you like it, good. If you don't, get over it. The next one is WWE and their storylines. This is mainly WWE and the storylines, because everybody else seems to do storylines right. WWE has a penchant for having booked terrible storylines, terrible angles, not allowing wrestlers to create their own storylines or angles and make it feel more natural than forced or anything like that. Like, I can credit Paul Heyman, because there's a few ECW documentary videos I used to watch when I was in high school, where he said he'd sit in the middle of the locker room with a table, or just sit there, I'm not sure which one was, and two wrestlers or how many wrestlers come up to him and they'll pitch a storyline, blah blah blah, and he'll sit there, he'll think about it. If you need to tweak it, he'll tweak it a little bit, and then he'll say, hey, yeah, you guys can go do it, but it's up to you to make it. Whereas in WWE, everything has to be scripted, everything has to be by the numbers, by the book, can't be off by even 1 inch, blah, and you can't have no fun and stuff like that. You can see through it if you watch wrestling long enough. You can see how unorganic it is, how manufactured and how boring it is. If you got like, and I can credit for TNA, that TNA allowed, not TNA, Impact allowed the wrestlers to create their own storylines, or at least get creative assistants to create storylines, and from there the wrestlers just do it themselves in the ring. They do some bullet point stuff, but at the same time they do it themselves. So it's not like, this doesn't feel organic. No, it actually is organic. You're not understanding it, or you're too stuck in the WWE universe to understand what a real storyline is supposed to look like. Which I'm glad I'm redoing this, because another example is the Daniel Bryan and Kofi Kingston storyline. That is so watered down, so predictable, it's not even funny. There's pretty much, I think, the same storyline as Daniel Bryan's ordeal when he went to WrestleMania. So people are like, oh, Daniel Bryan is this, Daniel Bryan is that. It's like, no, if you actually watch wrestling long enough and have a long attention span, you can see Daniel Bryan's taking the place of authority, and he's doing the same thing that was done to him, but this time to Kofi, and people are saying, but Kofi's not going to get his main event thing, blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, yes, he is. It's just, you guys are not doing it the right way, and it's just sad because I can sit there and I can see what the WWE is doing, and beat by beat, I know what's me and the millions of them know what's going to happen before it happens. And when it does happen, you don't feel that emotion that it was a big payoff. You're like, yep, there's another storyline. I'm not saying everybody's like that, but for me, I can't get invested into these storylines because I know how they end, I know how they manufacture, I know how boring they are because I used to watch it until 2013, 2014, and most of their storylines are just recycled, boring stuff. So it's just what it is. If you like it, go right ahead. For me, I'm not going to waste my time trying to process it because it's WWE, and none of this stuff feels organic to me whatsoever. But I also want to add one more thing because I almost forgot it. For the political correctness, WWE doesn't want people to use the word, I think, title or championship and whatever, or call it wrestlers, wrestlers instead of superstars because they're trying to avoid paying people health insurance, because if you're a $1 billion company, it's pretty much bad to pay people health insurance, even though they're paying for their vehicles to travel, they're paying for their health insurance, their own money, and this is a $1 billion company. You mean you can't afford to pay for your employees' insurance? And nevertheless, up to recently, they had people wrestling while injured, and most of the time they show even on TV, oh, this wrestler's injured, look how bruised up they are. And it's like, now I'm indifferent. Now, if it's just like a bruised rib that you can wrestle and it's not that much, or it's just like you just got a stomach pain, like, ooh, I shouldn't ate that or something like that, and it's just like something pinch. If you want to wrap it up, make it look like, oh, you hurt your stomach, yeah, that's one thing, because at least the wrestler knows, hey, I'm wrestling, but I'm not hurt, but I'm making it look like I'm hurt in a storyline or something like that. But this is 2019, and people are coming down hard on companies not offering health insurance but making billions in dollars. But it's what it is, man. I'm not gonna worry about it until I get to it. Next one, I think it's number 7. This happens. I can only recall in 2 promotions, Impact and WWE, where both companies, I guess, break up great tag teams. One was, but they got back together, was the Hardy Boys, and that whole breakup. I'm not sure if Matt really did feel like Jeff was overstaging him or not, but at the same time, I know both brothers love each other, and I guess they just did that just to do it and stuff like that. Sorry about the noise, my cat's in the background running around, but I digress. Impact did the same thing with the Wolves, but I understand with the one with the Wolves because I did research and see that Davey Richards was getting into EMT and firefighting. So I understand that breaking them up means Davey don't have to work for wrestling anymore, and Eddie can do his own thing, which is good because it would be kind of hard to book the Wolves when Eddie has such and such things going on, and you can't have that always happening. But yeah, it happens. WWE tried that a few times. I think the most recent was American Alpha, I think. Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, they was together, then they broke them up, and a whole bunch of mess and stuff like that. Jason Jordan's a producer now, and Chad Gable's who knows what, but yeah. If it's a great tag team, please don't break them up. Leave them together and let them figure out when to break them up. Case in point, E and Axel Rotten. Axel, rest in peace. Again, they said in a DVD, I think it was Forever Hardcore DVD. Well, Axel, he was getting Axel, or Axel. He was getting tired of being Ian's tag team partner. He wanted to do his own thing, so he went to Paul Lee, and Ian said he wanted to break up as well. So Paul Lee said, "Okay, loser of a tag team, break up," and they lost the match, and they started wrestling against each other during the summer, and hey, they started doing their own thing. Occasionally they got back together, but it was just a few time things. But yeah, leave great tag teams alone. Let them do their own thing. Don't try to change the product just because you want to be edgy and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just plain crazy. Oh yeah, I forgot nothing. See, I don't write down the scripts. I just write down my bullet points and just say it. Nothing for the women revolution. I know a few women who were in wrestling and they went on to do other things. Former knockout teenage wrestler, Impact wrestler, Stephanie's, I can't remember her last name, but her name was Trinity when she was in Impact. She went on to transition from being a wrestler to a valet to being a stunt woman, and I believe wrestling, if you want to be in stunt work, wrestling is the best way to get into it because it's all coordinated sometimes, and it can help you get into areas you wouldn't imagine getting to. Like Mason Ryan, he got into Circus LA in Vegas, even though he was a wrestler, and I guess he's making more money doing that because you haven't heard any complaints about him. So it's what it is. Sorry for the constant adding to other replies. I'm just speaking my mind. I don't have a script to go by. I just say it. So if this bothers you, I'm sorry, but this is how my format is. I write down the bullet points and I go by them. So yeah, the toxic back stage environment. This is more recently with the WWE than anything else. It did happen to Impact due to Eric Bischoff and Hulk Hogan being there, which is another tale for a different story. And it happened. I think it happened last year recently with the Elite in New Japan. How some New Japan guys didn't like how the Elite people were acting, and they rubbed everybody the wrong way. But and another Conan and Vampiro, when they used to wrestle in the same Mexican promotions, they had there was promoters or slash bookers who were telling Conan one thing and saying Vampiro another thing, and that caused a whole bunch of conflict and issues going on that even stems to today. Now I hear they're on kind of on good terms, but at the same time, you never know with those two, because those two are both legends in and out of Mexico, including Puerto Rico, which is the United States area. But I'm putting that with Mexico and all the Hispanic countries, stuff like that. But recently it's WWE that's like this. WWE's like the king of bad toxicity, even though bad and toxicity are the same thing. But yeah, you know what I mean. There's many wrestlers. Sasha Banks, she's won out because she was promised, she'll hold the titles for a long time with Bayley, only to lose at WrestleMania. Which, to me, if you tell a talent that, hey, you holding these titles for a long time, even though you're the first champions, only change it later on, and you give it to two people who are not even talented whatsoever, it's like a big slap in the face. It's like, dang, I work all this hard to help get a revolution going on in this company, and only for you to just take off from me and put on two people who wasn't even here to help build the foundation. It's kind of sad. Plus, Billy and Pagan, I think Iconics, they lost 2 straight matches after winning those titles. So it's like, wow, you really don't trust women in these matches. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing stuff like this. For credit, TNA, they have women's tag team titles, knockouts titles, and for their credit, they actually treated it the right way until I guess towards the end when there was not that many women, so they had to retire it after Oda B and Eric Young won the titles. But yeah, it's just stupid. I can't find the logical understanding why some wrestlers was signed with WWE, even though they know how toxic that company is, and no amount of money, no amount of fame should ever come before your health and not dealing with a toxic environment like that, because that can age you, not just you physically but mentally and stuff like that. So my thing is, go to companies that might not be on the same level, but at least they give you a better chance, a better work environment, and make you happy. For credit, New Japan, since they came out of the dark ages, there's hardly any complaints in New Japan. AAA, here and there's some complaints, but it's not all that too often. Those guys are just making money down there. CMLL, I'm not sure. I haven't kept up on them, but I'm pretty sure they have a few people that might be mad, but it happens in the area. But at the rate that WWE is going, no, it's just too much. Even when it's reported that many wrestlers are not renewing, many wrestlers are trying to get out of contracts, and WWE is not allowing that. Luke Harper, he was trying to get, he was originally happy that he was leaving WWE in, I think, October or November this year, but WWE added 6 months due to I think Harper being out injured and recovering and stuff like that, which to me, if somebody is injured and stuff like that, that should not be even, should be added to the contract length, because they got injured trying to help you make money, and you are now allowing them to go and do something else. Additionally, with the Sasha Banks thing, the other is saying that they can send her home, and they can really actually add more time to her contract, which if she's not injured, you can't add more time to her contract. If a contract is up or she's sitting at home not wanting to wrestle, you cannot sit there and say, oh, I'm going to add more time to your contract so you cannot work. Because here's the thing. If she's at home and she's still on the contract, guess what? No other company would do something like this. If you go home, you get sent home and you don't report to work, you get fired. The WWE, on the other hand, is like, we're going to send you home, and since you're not wrestling, I'm pretty sure you're not getting paid, but you're still on a contract. So there's some kind of evil, shady stuff going on. But if Sasha Banks can afford high-end lawyers, I say go sue the company so you can get out of contract, because for one, you're disgruntled, and you should be able to just leave. You shouldn't just be held there against your will. Pac, he didn't get injured from what I know, and he wasn't treated like a big star. So when he left, it was like he can stay home, do whatever the heck we want to do. And if you see pictures of him, he was working out, extremely cutting stuff. But yeah, that's my only option. If I was wrestlers, I go home with the money you have. Hopefully it's in the millions. If it's not, then I say wrestle a few more shows until you get enough money in your pocket. Invest some of it, and the rest, invest some of it. Put some in the savings account, and the rest, start up a business. Start up a at-home business, something where you can make money. You can do it on YouTube. You can do it on Twitch. Do something to earn money. It's not gonna come to you like it would in WWE, but at least you'll be making steady money for yourself, and you can pay bills and stuff like that. And then once you're at the company, you can go full blast, do whatever the heck you want to do. Do clothing. Who knows? Just do something. Like Dean Ambrose, he left. He's free to do whatever he wants to do. The Revival, they turned down, I think it was like a 3, maybe 5 year deal worth like $500,000 respectfully to each guy, but they turn it down. So once their contract is up, they're gone, and you can't do nothing about it because once they're gone, they're gone. Luke Harper, he was trying to get out, like I said, but he couldn't. Sasha, she came because she's stuck. It's just coming down to these wrestlers are not looking at the fine print. They're not having their lawyers there. They're not going over it. All they want is, oh, we're going to the company. Oh, let me just sign away my stuff. Let me just do this. Not have a lawyer with me present to make sure that, hey, you have a legal loophole that, hey, if you're not happy here, you can leave. But some of these wrestlers are just finding that out. And like I said, if you're stupid enough to not pay attention to the news but what's going on with these wrestlers, you just sign them things not going to happen to you, then you a moron. And then when you start complaining about, hey, I'm trying to get out my contract and I'm depressed, blah, 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 blah. If I see them, like, well, you should be smart enough to know that you should sign with the company or have some kind of legal loophole. If they want to give you a legal loophole, that means they want you to stay to be a slave. If you want to be that, so be it. But just look at it like this. There's more wrestlers that get hurt in WWE than any other promotion, and they don't come out the same once they leave that company. Like, for example, what was it? Hulk Hogan in WWE. Like what he said, he used to be 6'7". Now he's 6'4". And he only wrestled for WCW and WWE. So, hey, that's what's going to happen for you. The next one for me, which is a big one for me because most of the wrestlers I do like are dark characters. If you are a dark gimmick character like a zombie, monster, vampire, stuff like that, you shouldn't be doing promos. You should be having somebody, a valet, doing promos for you. And if you're good enough to be like The Undertaker or Aleister Black or Vampiro or even Sting, yeah, you can cut it. Just do like a 5-minute promo or whatever. But don't do it in the ring. That's how you lose all credibility of being a monster, is doing the promo in the ring. No, you do that in the vignette or promo video package, and you send it to the company to have them air it. Do it in a dark, scary location. Keep it to your thing. Do not be in the ring where all the lights are on, people are watching you, because you have no credibility when you start doing that. You have all your talking, doing the promos and in the ring wrestling. Nothing else. But the WWE, like the WWE has been the only one doing it. Wants the wrestlers, all the wrestlers, to be talking on the mic, which kills the character. And the Undertaker of all people saying, "Oh, these wrestlers need to develop character." How can you develop a character if you are like being a dark character? You got to talk on the mic. That's hypocritical, kind of stupid, contradictory. It's just stupidity. If you're a dark wrestler, a dark themed character, no talking on the mic, only in promos, period. And video packages, not in the ring, on the mic type of stuff. But yeah, I'm getting to the next one. This is mainly the WWE. It can be New Japan because they had that issue with the title, but WWE likes to retcon the history all the freaking time, and it's annoying. If you have to retcon your history so many times to update like every year or whatever like that, then you're not in the business to be a wrestling company. You're in the business to be a marketing or brand company. You don't retcon any of your history unless it's something very, very scandalous, like wrestling in front of Hitler in World War II, or wrestling in North Korea, or wrestling in front of Stalin. You just do not retcon your history just because we want this to be updated and be edgy. No, you keep it the same, and which is why people love it. Don't be like Marvel. Don't be like DC or any of the other entertainment companies where they got retcon history so much that people lose track of Okay, where's this timeline made? It's not straight. You gotta go all through this. Don't do that. It's stupid. Get over it. But yeah, it's just dumb. The next one I'm going to is number 3, I believe. Yep, number 3 is wrestling companies. Once again, WWE treating the championships like props, not having any real world value, despite what the fans think, and who cares what they think. At least with me, I say this a lot of times when I talk to promotions or wrestlers with championships online. Hey, ask such and such promotion, can you defend your title in another promotion, just or defend it, or just like have it recognized. So when you're wearing it out to the ring, or if you can, have them mention the belt or something, mention the lineage or something like that. Give it texture, give it substance, give it some kind of attention that the wrestling fans like, oh man, this title means something. I have to tune in to see what happens next in the home promotion who owns this title, something like that. And don't do it in WWE's way where they always having the titles transfer somebody like, I think like 5 times in a month. No, that's too much. Be like TNA to Let's Part where they don't change titles like even that much in a year. There's a few times where somebody hold a title for more than a year, stuff like that. New Japan right now, they're kind of sparse when it comes to divisions. So like the heavyweight tag team titles is only 2, maybe 3 teams, not excluding Kill Elite Squad, because I don't know what's going on with those guys, but Sonata and Evil and God, they're the only ones that's going for those titles, and for them, something needs to happen because you can't have switching between 2 teams. But that's a different note for a different story. Like I said, WWE likes to have like 5 champions within a month, and they think that builds value to a championship. It doesn't. You can have them defend against high name wrestlers, but at the same time, if you switching the title 5 times in a month, doesn't matter if the guy retains the title the same times in a month. It's stupid, and it doesn't do anything for that title. AAA, I'm gonna get on them a little bit because it don't seem like they're defending those championships that often. From what I've seen on Twitch or whatever platform they're streaming on, and it's like you have to at least put the titles on the line or something on Twitch. Use that to grab in more people. Have Lady Shiny put her title on the line. Let whoever's holding the title on the line. See, then that's the thing. If you're not putting on titles on the line, people who are not going to invest looking up the champions are not going to realize who are the champions, and that doesn't help your brand either. So have the tag team and the secondary belts, have them being defended, well, at least like twice, maybe 3 times a month or something. Add value to it, and once it grows, more people come to respect it. But I'm a smart wrestling fan. I just don't deal with idiots. So yeah. The second one to last, this is my favorite, is the biased news journalist and the media outlet. You see that everywhere when you mention wrestling, what comes to mind? WWE. And to me, that's one of the cringiest things I can think of, because one, WWE is not all of wrestling. WWE is a sports entertainment company. It is not a professional wrestling company. Many people can say it, but it is not. Many outlets, they cater to WWE fans, and they will hardly ever cover any other promotion. It's like, how can I take you seriously if you only cover one promotion? They'd be like a sports DJ covering one team, but there's like millions of breaking news out there. you have no credibility. You be like a very small fish in a small pond. People can say, but that is the biggest company in the world. We try and cater to their fans. You know what? You can also cater to fans of other promotions as well. It's not very hard to do. And it shows how fickle and biased you are if you're only covering one promotion and you can say, but we're journalists and blah, blah, blah. No, you're just idiots that was able to get on this platform of podcasting or covering news that pertains to only the one promotion, and that doesn't bring any credibility to you. Now there can be people come out there saying, oh, you're just mad, you're just Jay, you're just butthurt, blah, 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 blah. But my thing is, I grew up watching wrestling pretty much on every channel that I can think of. And for me to listen to a journalist that's only covering one promotion, maybe two promotions at that, and think, oh, I should take their word take the word as the gospel because they're covering this promotion, blah, blah, blah. No, if you ain't covering at least 3, maybe 4 promotions, with a little bit of indie news in there, you're not credible to me. All you are is just some kind of smart mark, just covering the WWE so you can get all these clicks and be famous the easy way and not the hard way, and putting in real work by covering pretty much more than one promotion, at least 3 or 4, like I said, to diversify your portfolio, diversify the news that you cover, and be more open to other promotions, not just one. Stupid people only cover one promotion. I actually think people care for that. Number one is my favorite. Number 2 is my second favorite. Number 1 is my first favorite. Is biased wrestling fans. With All Elite Wrestling now in the picture, there's 2 wrestling fan bases I can't stand. One is All Elite and the other is WWE. I've been telling friends for weeks now, you can swap the names and you won't tell the difference, because both fan bases are nothing but casual fans, and they'll say, oh, come to WWE because you get money, blah, blah, blah. Now it's come to All Elite because, oh, you get health insurance, you get this, you get that. And it's like, 1, please provide your facts and the source that says they get these things. Now, if they do get these things, I say thank you for providing the information. 2, not everybody wants to work for those 2 promotions. There's people who like to wrestle for more than one promotion. Brian Cage, he recently gave up 2 championships that belong to Wrestle Circus because of his back injury. And he wrestles in many other promotions. I don't ever see an Impact saying, hey, Brian, we're going to like you down to one promotion, because he's not like that. He likes to wrestle for any and every promotion he can. Pentagon and Phoenix, they wrestle for anybody they want to. LAX, Lance Archer, Savannah Summers, plenty of people. So having wrestlers just for one company is stupid. The wrestling fans, I can't stand them because even recently, this is a true story. I went to look at James Storm, I think it was Instagram. He was just sitting there fishing with his son. He was taking like pictures, and I saw in the comment section, I'm not lying, it's saying, you need to bring your services to All Elite. And then I replied back to him, to really? Because these wrestling fans, they don't know anything other than, oh, let me be this person that tags All Elite or WWE and have people sign on blah, 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 and see if I can get credit for it, even though you're not going to get credit. And the ones who actually think, oh, you come to WWE or come here and they reunite you with a friend, or they put the title on you, blah, blah, blah. Those fans are the dumbest ones, because they actually think WWE is going to listen to their stupid booking or their little fantasies. And then when that wrestler is going to be up and tired and stuff like this, what's going to happen? Those fans are just going to turn around and say, oh, this wrestler didn't come in, or that wrestler's come in, which means those wrestlers was duped if they're stupid enough to follow the wrestling fans to some WWE or All Elite and And that fan doesn't even really care for them. All they want to do is have wrestlers there so they can be like, oh, all these wrestlers out here, they don't have to wrestle with indies anymore, blah, blah, blah. No. Wrestling is supposed to be open the market for anybody to wrestle anywhere they want to. Like recently, I got an argument with people when I said Pentagon Jr. and his brother Phoenix shouldn't be exclusive to All Elite in the United States. They should be able to wrestle with the heck they want to wrestle in the United States. All Elite can have all the money they want to. That doesn't mean everybody has to just wrestle for them in the United States. If someone want to wrestle for 5 different promotions in the United States, guess what? They can. If All Elite ain't paying people enough money to just wrestle for them, and even then, why would you just want to wrestle for one promotion where you gotta take turns holding the title? No, there's plenty of promotions out there that's growing or already established enough where you can just win the championships and you have an open talent pool where you can wrestle anybody for that title. And I just don't get that. There's wrestling fans that spam wrestlers social media, that spam other promotions social media. There's stupid fans that spam on YouTube, that spam just for the heck of it. It's like, if you're not watching this company just to watch as a fan, why are you here spamming them thinking you're edgy? You're not. You look stupid and you look like a hack. I watch Impact, I watch ROH, I watch Triple, I watch all these other promotions. Never know why it's mine that I go to a WWE account and say, oh, Impact is doing this better, or Triple H is doing this better, stuff like that. Know why? Because I'm smart enough to know not to do that stupid stuff. Only children do that stuff. Oh, I don't follow TNA, but I'm gonna bring up all the stuff they did in the past, even though this is 2019 and that stuff is long gone. I'm gonna spam them for this and that reason. No, it's just stupid and make you look petty. But yeah, guys, I'm on this rant. Almost 42. It's 42 minutes long. I'm gonna do some editing. I'm gonna post this up. I know I'm gonna make somebody mad, but I really don't care because I'm a real wrestling fan, and I say that a lot everywhere. Doesn't mean people want to say, "Well, you're not a real wrestling fan because you're just other wrestling fans." Blah blah blah. No. A real wrestling fan means they watch more than one promotion. They watch 2, 3, maybe more than that, and they don't partake in being a mark for one promotion. So if you're a WWE fan, you're a WWE fan. You can say, oh, you watch all these other promotions, blah, 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 blah. But somebody quiz you and you don't know any information about that company, you're not a WWE fan. You're just in disguise, so you're going to be called out as being a mark. So I might get hated, I might get ridiculed, I might get people laugh at me, but I don't care. I watch plenty of other promotions that I know pretty much good enough information to know my stuff. So if you like this, once I put this up, please comment on it, whether if it's on the social media account, timeline, or on YouTube. Share it, talk on it, like, dislike. If you dislike it, I don't care. Just make sure you know that there's a lot of wrestling fans out there that have pet peeves, and I just gave you my list of them. So, like I said before, just stay out the blast radius, you might not get burned.